Number 15, anti-white celebrities. God. Remember a little bit back? The Oscars So White? Jada Pinkett Smith? Will Smith? God, don't get me started on their son. Poor kid. He was fucked in the head from the beginning. Sometimes that happens with those silver spoon babies. But, you have celebrities coming out all over the place. Fucking white people. White this, white that. Oscar So White. White. These white people. Fuck white people. Some of them actually are out there saying, fuck white people. And I'll get to that in a minute. 16. Blatant racism against white people. Blatant racism against white people. God, what was it? Is it Tucker Carlson? I think it is. One of those you can't cuck the tuck or whatever the bullshit those things are. There was a lady on there that he was talking to about I think it was Black Lives Matter was having some sort of party and they actually put a statement out there, no white people allowed. And it's like, oh, personally I was like, okay, who the fuck wants to go to your party anyways? Okay. Why would I even want to go? But, he was asking his guest, I don't know her name, some black lady, and she was speaking on behalf of Black Lives Matter, even though I think she said she's not a part of it. And she's like, oh, boo-hoo, poor white people can't use their white privilege card to get into the party. And it's like, really? You have Van Jones, the day after the election of Donald Trump. This was a white lash. White people just hated Barack Obama, and these white people are racist. You horrible racist. Let's go. Number 17. White supremacy everywhere. We hear everybody talking nowadays, especially since Trump was elected, because they've got to make Trump synonymous with racism, because for some reason the left in this country loves naming everybody that's not the left racist, when mostly the Klan was a Democrat leftist thing. Let's see, the Nazis were socialists, which is let's say Bernie Sanders is socialist. He's on the left. All this racist stuff is usually on the left. It actually comes out of the left, but everybody on the right has to be a racist. The Tea Party. I was actually part of the Tea Party when it first started, and they had to name the Tea Party racists. Now, the Tea Party didn't talk about social issues at all. The Tea Party talked about fiscal issues, money. But they had to be labeled racist. The alt-right now is synonymous with white supremacy. No, it's not white supremacy. It's white identitarianism has infested that. Yes, I will say that. But it's not white supremacy. White supremacy is where people say that whites should reign supreme over others, and whites are better than others. No, white identitarianism is where the whites stick with the whites because, hey, I'm white, you're white, we understand each other. But white supremacy is everywhere. Number 18, microaggressions. This is a wonderful one to come out of. higher learning. Microaggressions. So you are racist even if you don't know you're racist. You're doing racist things even if you don't know you're doing racist things. If you ask somebody, hey, so where are you from? That's racist. If you say, hey, you speak really well, that's racist. Now, where I come from in the South, you know, sometimes you get those guys that are like Boomhauer off of, you know, King of the Hill, and it's like, hey, you know, hey, dang, let's see down here. Oh, that's interesting, man. Oh, it's nice to see you, man. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna get some flesh and time. He don't speak so good. So if we say, hey, man, you speak really nice, you know, that's a microaggression. You know, we're not allowed, if we don't look somebody in the eye, if we always look somebody in the eye, if we stare too long at somebody, it's all microaggressions. It all shows how white people are racists. Which leads into number 19. All white people are racist from birth. There were articles about this in, I think, like Time magazine. Are babies racist from birth? All white people are racists, and people are just actually waiting to see the proof. People are always around white people, just sitting there waiting, trying to find that microaggression, or trying to find that offhanded comment that proves, there it is, there's your racism. We knew you were a racist, and this is proof that you're a racist, because we know all white people are born racist. And only white people can be racist because we've changed the definition. Then you have number 20, systemic racism / white supremacy. The systems are racist. Even if you're not racist, even if you think you're not racist, you're part of the systemic white supremacy, systemic racism. So you're complicit. This is where the white privilege thing comes in. You're complicit because you're part of the system. What system? Citation fucking needed. Excuse my language. Citation needed. Where is this systemic racism? Is it in the law? Now, as far as I know, the law doesn't take skin color into effect. Okay, let's see. You robbed a store. Okay. You resisted arrest. Okay. And what's the other charges? Oh, he's black. Oh, he's charged with being black. Okay, yes, he's black. So that's an extra charge. No, that doesn't fucking happen. And I will say this right here, right now. The vast majority, there are those that are innocent. I'm not denying that, but the vast majority of people that are in the legal system, that are getting punished by the legal system, they did what they are accused of. And if you see higher rates of crime in certain racial segments, well, then maybe you ought to ask yourselves, why are they committing so much crime? Not whether they're actually committing the crime and it's racism putting them behind bars. No, why are they committing this crime? Personally, I'm a big proponent of getting fathers back in the home, because if you look at the fatherless numbers and you look at the things that happen to children later in their life that don't have fathers in their lives, a lot of them end up in jail or on drugs or suicides or mental problems, all that kind of stuff. So I'm very a big proponent of getting fathers back in the home. 21. Acts of violence against white people based on race. There are hate crimes against white people happening all the time. The knockout game was almost solely black kids, or adolescents, or teens, or young 20s, or whatever you want to call them, attacking white people, people they don't know, random people, to see if they can knock them out in one hit. You have black on white violence happening all the time. You see it in the news all the time. But people play it off as like, no, that's not racism. It's not an anti-white. These black kids aren't being anti-white. It's yes, they did terrible. Yeah, they did a bad thing, but it's not. They didn't do it because they were attacking a white person. Even with that retarded guy that got kidnapped, scalped, tortured, beaten, and live streamed on Facebook, people even came out and said, no, that wasn't about race. Fuck white people. Fuck Donald Trump. That's not about race. No. That's not an act of violence against white people based on race. No. Number 22. The crime rate of non-white people is blamed on white people. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. The crime statistics are blamed on racism. If over 50% of all murders in America are committed by black people, somehow it's white people's fault. If black people are overrepresented in jail, it's got to be racism by white people that put them in there. It's nothing they did themselves. No, these people didn't do nothing. My boy didn't do nothing. It's all because of white people and their horrible racism towards non-white people. It's bullshit. Number 23. Anti-white news or magazine editorials. Just pick up a magazine. Look up a magazines or the news. Look in the editorials, and you will see massive amounts of anti-white editorials. Oh, this is why white people are horrible. Oh, this is why white people are horrible. This is why you shouldn't talk to white people. This is why white people will never understand. This is why white people still are responsible for genocide. This is why white people are horrible, basically. Massive amounts of these things out there. Number 24. Racial slurs, jokes, and false stereotypes. It's perfectly fine to say racial slurs about white people. Cracker, honky, gaijin, guaylo. Frickin'. Oh, what is one that I heard recently? Oh God, it was some like mayonnaise, frickin' these mayonnaise beasts. There's one guy, I forget his name. They call him Black Hitler. he says toilet seat complexioned individuals. Oh, but that's all perfectly fine. But you have a white person say the N-word. Oh, dear God, no. Now, I used to live in the South. There were coons everywhere. I'm talking about raccoons. But you dare have a white person say coons when he's not talking about raccoons, and that's considered a racial slur. And that's not okay, but you can say anything, any of these racial slurs about white people. Jokes! You know, you can tell any racial joke you want to about white people, and it's perfectly fine. Now, I'm actually of the consideration that you should be able to say racial jokes about any race. Why? Because there are some stereotypes that actually are kind of prevalent out there, because of real reasons, that there's a stereotype that are kind of funny and that people can even laugh about. But there's real mean-spirited jokes along racial lines against white people. False stereotypes. One thing I keep seeing in memes right now, yeah, I check out memes. I go on to iFunny for mine to check them out, just to get a little chuckle. And one of the ones I keep seeing is the whole thing about white people can't take spice. Like, oh man, I'd love some spice on this burger, so let me run it under some water. Ooh, that's spicy. You know, oh, it's been seasoned with salt and pepper. Oh, the spice level is too high. What the fuck are you talking about? How many chili cook-offs you been to, dumbass? Vast majority of white people at chili cook-offs. But these false stereotypes are actually meant to be derogatory towards white people. White people can't dance. White people don't have soul. Hell, if you're a ginger, which is probably the whitest of white people, you don't even have a soul.
Fuck white people. Fuck white people. Fuck white people. Nigga, fuck white people. Fuck white people. Fuck white people. Fuck white people. Nigga, fuck white people. Fuck white people. Fuck white people. Fuck white people. Nigga.